Okay, everybody, for those of you that don't know, my name is Michael Forrest, and it's quest time. Now, before we get going, I'm going to ask if you can all stay off the stage area here. This way nobody blocks the screen, and it gives me a little bit of room to do the whole hosting thing. Now, if I could direct your attention to the menu wheel in your lower left, you're going to notice at the very top of that menu wheel is a microphone icon. And when that microphone icon is clear, that means you can hear what's happening in your environment. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that to red. And now that that's red, that means we can't hear what's happening around you. So if somebody comes into your space and says, hey, are you still on that thing? Feel free to answer them because we're not going to hear that. This will avoid social ruin back at the campfire if maybe suddenly your dog starts barking and you won't become known as the avatar that started barking during quest time. Now, just because you're muted doesn't mean you can't express yourself. You can and should use this pink-cheeked smiley face in your menu panel there. When you click on that, your emoji panel opens up in front of you, and it gives you a lot of options to express yourself. I see some of you are already familiar with it. Like if I say something deep and meaningful and it starts building up and it starts just climbing up there, you can just let it out, just let it flow, right? Maybe some backup dancers come out behind me. Maybe we break into Quest on the musical. You can throw up the applause that we live for. We'll do that. If I ask you a yes or no question, you can smile to say yes. You can frown to say no. Maybe I say something funny. You can throw up the silly or tongue sticking out emoji to show that you're laughing. And if you need to get my attention for any reason, you can throw your hand up like this. But if I only see one of them go up, I'm going to keep on going. And if I see 5 of them going up one time, I know there's a problem I need to address. Like maybe the screen's on fire because it happened once. My mods have a good sense of humor, and they actually did that one time. I saw this light coming from behind me, reflecting off the audience, and I turned around, I'm like, what is that? And the screen was actually on fire. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. If you press the X in the middle of the emoji panel, it's going to close it. But it's a good idea to leave it open during events like this. It's a great way to give me feedback, lets me know how I'm doing. And more importantly, let the people around you know what you're experiencing. So if you go, this person next to you is going like this, and that means they found something funny and you may not agree. You might be like, well, that's not funny at all. I'm going to go stand over here. And you can do that. This is VR. VR. I see a lot of frownies today, a lot of frowny faces. That's not cool. Well, to me, that's a no. You're saying no repeatedly. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of hands. Okay. Not cool. I'm starting to think there's a problem here. I'm going to unmute everybody real quick. All right. Here we go. Something wrong? Real quick.
Hey.
Getting a lot of frowns and hands up.
How do we do the quest time?
How do we do the quest time? We're doing the quest time. We're about to get started. You stop me for that?
What am I doing here?
Okay. There's no audio issues. Everybody can hear me okay.
What's the deal with
I didn't
the
stop
feed?
the class.
Am I right?
What do I do?
All right. Well, I can't hear, if you're all talking at one time, I'm not going to be able to focus on that. So we're all going to be taking questions at the end.
Here.
Wait, say this again? You don't know
I
what?
don't know what I'm doing here. I just clicked.
Well, I'm about to explain that to you. Okay. All right. No problem. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm going to mute everybody again. There we go. All right. I just gave her a chance to, tell me what was wrong there. It frowns. Yes, really. What's going on here? Okay. All right. Don't like to see that, but you can't make everybody happy. Okay. Now, Quest Time is an event for Oculus Quest users. So if you're on the device, all are welcome. So feel free to hang out. You may pick up some useful information that's going to help the growing Quest community in Altspace. We're getting new Quest users in here all the time. And we're mainly going to be talking about how the Quest performs in Altspace and some things you can do to improve that experience and get familiar with that experience. So, so that's what we're going to do. So if you're wondering whether or not Vader's actually immortal, we can talk about that stuff here, but it's going to be mainly about how these devices perform in Altspace. Okay, now let's see here. While you got the emoji panels open, let me an idea of how to proceed here. So let me see how many smiley faces or hands in the air like this if you're on a quest right now. How many quest users do we have today? Okay, it's a good bit. All right, some no's. Okay, cool, good to see. How many of you are thinking about getting a quest? You're here to learn more about it. Okay, few, cool. All right, how many of you recently upgraded from an Oculus Go to the Oculus Quest? Anybody? Okay, a couple. That's cool. All right, this gives me some good ideas of how to set out here. Now, when I first got my Quest, right, I came into Altspace with it, and honestly, I've been focused on getting that left hand because I was coming from an Oculus Go, and when I was on the go. I was used to talking with the one hand like this, and I didn't feel, I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn, so I'm used to talking with both my hands. I'm used to move my hands around a lot when I talk, right? And, I didn't feel like I was expressing myself in all space as fully as I could with the one hand. So when I was waiting for my Quest to arrive, I was very focused on getting this hand. But when it finally did arrive, I was, became very aware that the fact these aren't just your hands, right? These are also your feet and how you interact with the environment. But when you first look at these controls, these are a lot of buttons, all right? And if you're new to the Quest, it can be, a little overwhelming. It takes a few days to a week or so to get used to it. If you already are used to it, don't worry. We're going to do some fun exercises where, when we help everybody else skill up, and get used to these controls, you can still enjoy yourself while we're moving around and doing all that stuff. Now, the first one we're going to start out with, let me get my pointer over here, is this grip button, which I just used now to grab the pointer on the right controller. You also have it on the left controller. And you're going to use this to interact with your environment. You can use this to interact with fireworks, sparklers, basketballs and things like that. And you can also use it to interact with the world editor. And also you can use it to switch items back and forth from hand to hand like that. If you are, moving it this way, you can even twist your hand, which will actually cause the object to spin, which is kind of a neat way to fidget. If you're holding the flight tool and you're just fidgeting it around like this, you can just kind of spin it around like that, and while your friend is talking to you, and it's kind of a neat way to fidget. But if you're doing this with the world editor, it's actually going to change the behavior of your right thumbstick. Right. Normally, I mean, if you're here today, you're already familiar with like the left thumbstick's going to move you around like this. The right thumbstick's going to turn you in circles. But if you combine them, you'll make these big, elaborate circles that make my presentation so much more dramatic. Everybody try that. Give me some big combined, like, big circle movements here like this. You do that, and it looks when I look at it, it looks like ballroom dancing. Let me see everybody try that. See how it looks. All right, cool. All right, neat. I like seeing that. I always say, I wish you guys can see what this looks like up here. And now you can, because we just got a YouTube channel where we've been posting these events as we have them. And this can give you some idea of what that looks like, and look out for yourself. And, you can feel Altspace famous, which is always fun. But yeah, if you are using the world editor and you're gripping an item in the world editor, the right thumbstick is going to change. So if you move the right thumbstick forward or back, it's going to push the object away from you or pull it closer to you. If you move it to the left or to the right, you're going to find that it changes the scale and the size of the object. Now, some of these buttons, while these are a lot of buttons, some of these buttons actually do the same thing. You have the select button here, you have this right trigger, and you have, if you have your left pointer enabled, you have this left select button. And when you press this, and if you hold it down, and you look around the room today, and you hold it down, and you can see everybody's name tag. It's how I know that this is Max right here. I know that this is Charger. This is Luigi Fandroid raising his hand up. We got Toyota. I think I'm saying it, Italy Yoda. Right? Am I saying that right? I hope I'm saying that right. I mess up names. But who else we have? We have Donovan. We got Jet. And if you move your hand around just like that, you'll see everybody's name tag appear, and it's great to see what the people's names are. All right. Now we also have this left accelerator button, or this left trigger button, and that is your basically what I just said. It's an accelerator, right? So if you're walking along and as you're moving, if you squeeze down that left trigger, you're going to speed up just like that. Do a quick lap around the room. Hey, this guy's going, and a quick lap, everybody do a whirlpool with me. Everybody want to do a whirlpool? Kind of spin around like this. Can anyone do that? Let's see, get that going there. A little movement going on here. Let's see. All right, not feeling it too much. There we go. All right, cool. Neat. All right, now let's see what else we have. We have also this. Now, important thing to remember, if you're having a room scale experience, right, is if you occasionally you're going to step out past your menu wheel there, and somebody's invariably always going to say at that point, open your main menu. And you're going to look around going, where is this thing? I keep losing it. It's always behind me, all right? So what you want to do is on your left controller, you have this flat button right here. And when you press on that, your main menu is going to open. And if you press on it again, your main menu is going to close. So it's pretty handy information to know that the menu is always in your hand when you need it. So you don't always have to press that big blue button. You can always just press that flat button on your left controller. Also, you have, actually, when I first came into Altspace on a Quest, I went to the campfire, and when I went to the campfire, I was feeling, like I was floating on air. I was feeling like really happy about the new device. Felt like I was a little bit above everybody. And I looked around and I noticed everybody was shorter than me. And I was like, what's going on? And I noticed it was because I was floating this high off the ground, right? Sort of like, let's see, we got Edimus Maximus is doing that right there. Now, Edimus, if you could show everybody what happens when you press down the left thumbstick, what happens? Press down the left thumbstick, boom. Just like that. So if you're feeling too tall or too short like that, all you got to do is like what Edimus just did, who's running away. You come back. I'm trying to use you a bit. Stay still. He's moving too quick. All right, there we go. He's up again. Now, if you press that left thumbstick, what happens? All right, show everybody. Boom, just like that. So if you're feeling too short or you're feeling too tall, you just press down on the left thumbstick and they'll set you right. Okay, now what else do we have? Oh yeah, you have when you also have a teleport button on both controllers. So you have one here and one here. And when you press on this, I'm hoping you're in a line dash teleport. It's a lot of fun. It feels like ziplining. If you're not, I can show you how to set it up later on. But when you point and hold down that teleport button, this round circle appears on the ground. When you're pointing at the ground, you'll see it. And if you line up against this wall here, right, like form a line over here, you can aim across the room with your right controller, right? And as soon as you lift that button up, boom, you can take it right across the room. All right, now if everybody teleports over to me, try it with the other controller because this also works on your left controller. You hold down your left teleport button and aim across the room. You see that circle on the floor on your left controller there, and just let go, and boom, you get thrown right across the room. Another cool thing you can do is you can actually make an X with it on the floor. And if you make the X, and as soon as you let go of both buttons at the same time, boom, boom, makes like a little zigzag pattern, which is kind of neat. You can even, if you want to, you can go like this as face this wall here, right? And as you hit down on the controller and you're going backwards like this, you can hold down and teleport and come out of the movement, right? Just like that. And if you hold down the accelerator trigger, you can do it fast like this. It's kind of like an Altspace moon. Give that a try. If anybody wants to give that a shot, give that a, see how that goes. Let's say, oh, cool. All right, man, that looks neat. He's doing it. Awesome. All right. So let's see what else we have. Let's see. Now you also have, oh yeah, if, oh yeah, whatever. I just lost my place entirely. Oh, would you look at that? Okay. Well, the thing about it is with the teleport button, right? You got to remember something too. Like the first time I tried this was, I was at the Universe. There's a very large world back then, and I went exploring it when the event was over. I went looking around, and I walk up to the edge of the world, right? And as soon as I walk up to the edge, I look down, and I fell off. And as I'm falling like this, I look over and I see this cliff, right? So I hold out my controller, right, as I'm falling, and I lock onto it with my teleporter, right? And I press the teleport button, and I let go, and boom, I was taken right over to the cliff, and I was safe. I saved myself from respawning. And in that moment, I knew I was finally getting used to the controls. And if you're new to the Quest, don't worry. In a few days to a week, you're going to get a handle on this. Because honestly, there's going to come a point where you'll still feel the plastic in your hands, but there's going to come a point in Altspace where these actually become your hands. They're going to really actually feel like your hands. Like if I say, hey, everybody, look at that window over there. I don't think about it when I'm pointing. All right, all I do is instinctually, my third finger goes down, and now I'm making a pointing gesture. Or maybe I could say, hey, you all better be a good audience. Do it like that, right? Or if I press on the left controller with the third finger down, right, and I've got 2 points like this, and I can kind of go like that, or I can, go and make like a field goal type thing, and kind of make a camera like this. And remember forever, oh yeah, the Altspace logo, that's a good one. And the thing of it is when somebody does something that you like, when they see a gesture somebody else is doing, just try to copy them. All right, by mirroring each other, you could do come up with all these different cool gestures, like make a bird like this. If you hold down your index finger, you get 2 thumbs up on both of them. Right? You can maybe 2 thumbs down. Maybe you don't know. You can do a little bit of both. And if you touch your thumb to the buttons or the thumbstick, your thumb will go down, and you can make like little fists or whatever. Or you can combine this into kind of a cool dance move. Right? Can we do that like this? Anybody doing that? Let's see. This is somebody over here trying it. Let's see. We gotta go like that. Can you do that? Basically, you mirror each other, right? Or you can do the whole fist bump thing. Give me a fist bump. Fist bump. Boom. Just like that. All right, cool. Very nice. All right, now there's another button that you should be aware of, and this is on your right controller. There's a flat button toward the bottom there. Don't press it now because it disappear. I'm going to feel it. All right. You're going to notice on the right-hand side, this flat button here. This is about the best way to get out of Altspace. So say somebody comes in, your play space and says, dinner's ready, and you got to get out of Altspace in a hurry. This is the best way to do it. You press on that flat button on the right controller, and you're going to see a choice to exit or to resume comes up. And if you press, quit or exit, it'll close the program, it'll close the app. And that's a good thing to do when something goes wrong. So let's say that, you're in Altspace and all of a sudden you turn your head and the world freezes and the whole world moves with your head like that. So the world's not moving. Can actually make you feel kind of dizzy, can make you feel kind of sick when it happens. So having a fast way out is useful. So you press on that flat button on the right controller, and then you'll see, the option to quit or resume. You press quit, it closes the app, and you restart it. And that's going to solve most of your problems. But occasionally, that's not going to work. Occasionally, your headset's going to be frozen. You're going to need to reset it. Like you'll see like a black void around the edges of the screen, and if you turn your head, you'll see, there's something definitely wrong, and all your friends are all frozen like this, So what you're going to want to do is restart your headset. Now, when you go to restart your headset, Sometimes if it's not in a charge cycle and you go to plug it in, the light won't come on, and it takes about 20-something seconds for it to restart again. So you can feel like your headset is broken. That's what happened to me. And I learned a technique I'd like to share with you wherein I basically start the headset while it's still on my head. All right, so I have it on my head when I restart it. And the way you do this, a quick way to do it, is if you take your index finger, all right, in your right hand, and you feel along the edges of your headset, you're going to feel a bump. It's all raised up. All right, and you have that raised up bump there, and then you can make a counterbalance with your other finger, and you basically squeeze these two fingers together, right? And after about 4 seconds, your device turns off. But don't let go. Don't stop. You keep going, right? After about 10 seconds, you start to wonder, hey, I wonder why Oculus made it take so long, right? After about 15 seconds, you go, you know what? I haven't seen my friends in a few years, and I wonder how they're doing. But 20 seconds go by, you start thinking about that dog you had when you were little, you start thinking about life, all the questions. And then after about 25 seconds, you hear a beep. And when you hear that beep, you just take your fingers away from your headset, and then you'll see the Oculus logo, and your headset will start up normally, the way it normally does. And this is going to solve the majority of the problems that you're going to have in Altspace. But occasionally, there are going to be issues. I keep seeing your hand going up there, Arctic Fox. What's going on? Can you not hear me okay? All right, I'm going to unmute everybody here. Is there a problem? What's going on? Unmute. Come on. What's going on? Okay. Got it. You're going to unmute. No?
Hello?
Okay. Hi. What's going on?
Questions?
So a lot of hands going up asking me to stop.
Cost. I'm not am I a horrible person?
Why are you a horrible person? For what?
I don't know why. I just.
Why would you say that?
I don't.
Okay.
My question
Stop the
was,
show to ask if you're a
I'm
horrible.
in therapy now.
Wait, so my question was, how
Apparently.
much is usually an Oculus Quest cost?
Okay, normally we take questions at the end, Arctic Fox. As I explained, we take questions at the end. A hand like that, that's not how to ask a question. But you know what? That's a good idea, actually. You know what? Kind of off the rhythm today. I'm seeing those hands pop up. I'm seeing a lot of frowny faces. Let's do this a little bit differently, all right? I got a normal bit that I do with all the slides and stuff, but let's just take your questions now. So the way that we normally take questions is you will see a raise hand button appear on the lower right, all right? So let's just keep this informal because I'm getting the feeling that people aren't enjoying the bits too much today, so that's fine. What we'll do now is, let's see, okay, so we have Arctic Fox. Since you were raising your hand, what's your question now? You're asking how much the
How
Quest
much
costs?
does an Oculus Quest usually cost?
Well, it comes in two sizes. You have one in 64 megabytes and 128, I believe it is, megabytes. And I think one is around $500 and the other one is about, what is it, $6? I'm not 100% sure on the prices, but you'd have to check which store you get it from. Yeah. That was your question?
What?
Yeah, it can be, but maybe it'll come down.
I saw one that was like 300, but it wasn't the Quest. It was the There was another one that was 300, but it had two controllers.
Okay. You know which one it was?
And I saw on the website sometime. I forgot what it was.
Okay, let's see. Not sure. Oh yeah. No, gigabytes, not megabytes. There we go. At 1,000. So yeah, one size. The 64 gig is $350, and the 128 gig is $500. That's about
Okay.
right. Thank you for providing that. All right, let's see. We got Caleb 444. What's your question, Caleb? Wait, you were the one who asked if you were a bad person. Why would you ask that?
How do I get Beat Saber on the Oculus Go?
On the Oculus Go, I don't know that you actually can. Beat Saber's a two-handed game. It might be a hack, something like that. Do you know somebody who has?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe that Beat Saber's available on the Oculus Go.
Okay,
Good
thank
question.
you.
All right, cool. No worries. You're very welcome, Caleb. Let's see. Arctic Fox, you have another question. What's going on, Arctic?
It actually is available on the Oculus Go. There's a way to connect your phone as a second controller, and then someone played Beat Saber.
Oh yeah, but again, that's
You just YouTube it.
That's
Just search it on YouTube, and it'll show you how.
Yeah. I've seen on YouTube where somebody actually used two controllers. Yes, Norman, I know. The Beat Saber is not available on the Oculus Go. There are some people who will do like hacks and things like that, where you can get a second controller, on the Oculus Go. But it's against the warranty. You're going to actually have to break into the operating system of the device, and in doing so, the next time there's a firmware update, you're basically, going to have some issues there. So it's not recommended that you try that. They do have stuff on YouTube where people try to get more out of the device, but again, you're breaking the terms of service when you do that. Okay, let's see. We have Bryson Speed. I hope I'm saying that right. Bryson, you have a question, Bryson?
So basically, this is in response for getting Beat Saber on the go. There's actually 2 alternatives that I found that are actually pretty good. You have Track Slash, and then you have Smash the Beats.
Okay.
Okay, and then,
so like these are different apps. These are different apps that
Yeah,
are a similar idea to Beat Saber. Oh, that's cool.
yeah. Also,
Oh, neat.
yeah. So also to the people who are wondering why can't you get 2 controllers on the Oculus Go, it's because they don't have 6 DoF like the Quest does. Am I correct?
Yeah, but they did do it in terms of, so there was an option in the operating system where you could actually use 2 controllers in the same way the one controller works, but it's not supported by Oculus, and they don't recommend you doing it. I think they had the option there as if they later maybe plan to possibly add another one in. I'm not sure, what would cause them to put that there, but that's what that is. Okay, let's see. Andrew 16, you have a question? Comment or anything like that?
To support World War III.
You're wondering if I support World War III.
Yes.
Do you support World War
Okay. Let me ask you a
it's
question.
a serious matter.
Why would I support World War III? Why would I support any war for that? And what does it have to do with what we're talking about?
I don't know. I just joined this, and
You just
I didn't
joined
hear
in?
most of what the questions were.
Okay.
So
But you just figured, you'd ask. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm, not I think most people would be not a fan of any kind of war, but thanks for asking. It was a really insightful question. We have Wolfie Mead. Wolfie Mead, do you have a question? Anybody? Wolfie Mead, you there out there? Where are you at?
Yeah, I got a
That is
question. I know
What's
I know
that?
I did got here, so what is this game about, if it is a game?
You mean Altspace or this event?
This event.
This
Because I just
event
got here.
is about the Oculus
What?
Quest and how it performs in Altspace.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see, Lana, you're raising your hand there. Are you on the list here? No, you got to press that raise hand button in your lower right. And so you can appear on the list there. Okay. In the meantime, let's take Jet. Jet, you have a question?
Hello.
Hey, Jet, what's going on?
Have you ever tried recording a video on Altspace with
Yeah.
a Quest?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Yeah, you can,
We're doing it right
recording
now.
of it.
Yeah, see right there,
What?
up there. That we're recording video right now.
Oh, what? What are you
Put it
recording
up
on?
there. What are we recording on? Do you have
Yeah.
a computer set up to record
Right.
using what is it?
OBS.
Name of the program? OBS. Yes, thank you. During code blank, because I'm thinking about the Quest, not the PC. But yeah, on
Right.
OBS we have that recording up there. Yeah.
Oh,
So
all right. So you just connect it with a USB thing. To
that's
actually
one
make
way
it
you
work.
can do it. Yeah, that's one way you can do it.
Right.
You can actually record on the Quest itself and then take the video off there.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you hit that flat button,
Oh,
the
yeah.
exit, you'll
The
start
resolution is
recording.
quite small.
But not all programs are going to support it. Not all apps are going to support it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, James,
Because
how's it going?
Oculus Link.
All right.
We're still here. Yeah, as I said,
Yeah.
Oculus Link, they haven't made it use your mic yet, so I haven't really been able to make a video.
Yeah, apparently I heard they're going to be coming out with the fix for the microphone issue.
Yeah, they will
either
be. I
the
can't wait
next,
for that.
the next few updates. It's going to be fixed.
Yeah, that'd be
We've tried
great.
it. Yeah, and
Oh,
the lack of the
yeah.
microphone is kind of super annoying to not have
Okay.
that. But the link itself is fairly awesome until
Yeah.
you get into a situation where you actually do need to use your microphone. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
It can be a bit of an issue. No worries. Let's see, who else do we have here? We have Evan. Evan, what's your question?
Hey, are you a dev for Altspace?
No, I don't work for Altspace at all. I'm just a volunteer. I came up with this
Oh,
event.
okay.
Plus into
I was
Altspace.
wondering.
Mhm.
Okay, my question was with Facebook Horizon coming up, are there going to be more kind of event-based things coming to Altspace, like games and things, kind of like Rec
Well,
Room?
Altspace is very event-based, where you have people coming up with events. They're not so much focused on games, but they did have at one time a lot of different game activities that you could play, and I believe that they have more that they're in development. Yeah, I don't work for Altspace, though, so I can't say. I can only speculate based on what I've heard at the
Okay, I just thought you
weekly
might have
meetings they
some sort of insider knowledge because I
No,
know with
no insider
Verizon coming
knowledge.
up,
I'm just
it
a
might-
regular user who just likes to help out and answer questions. So that's kind of what I do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, good deal.
All right, let's see what else we have here. We have, I think Lana had a question. Lana, is it a question?
You know, when you're transporting, and sometime instead of getting the blue circle, you've got the red. What is it? Is there a is that a flaw, or what causes it to do that?
I've not seen the red circle.
No,
Possibly.
no,
you can't
it's
tell.
like
Oh,
the red rainbow looking thing, you know.
a rainbow looking thing. I've not seen that. Has anybody else seen that? Rox, you've seen a rainbow
Like
teleport?
like right
I think
now,
she's talking about
okay?
teleporting. Like sometimes when you can teleport to a spot, it shows up in blue, then that means that you can actually go there. But if it shows up in red, it means you can't. You're
Okay.
trying to teleport to an area that you actually can't go to.
I'm not seeing it.
Well,
in
like
red,
right
though.
now, I can't teleport across the room. It's a
Right,
red
okay.
streak.
Right,
Instead
but see, I
of
can
blue.
teleport right in front of you, but like
Oh, wait a
see,
minute. Yeah, you know what it
Yeah.
is? In Arc Teleport, you're going to see that. You're an Arc Teleport.
yeah.
Yes.
Teleport. So if
Okay.
you're can't go, it won't allow you, and it shows as red.
Yeah. So
Okay,
blue,
okay.
blue means you can, red means you can't make it, so you got to, aim a little bit different.
Right.
You know, and you're going to see that in the
Yeah.
Arc Teleport. The reason I didn't know, actually, is I've been in line teleport for so long, I'd actually forgotten. And thanks, Jessica, for the information there. I hadn't seen it in a while, but, as you described it, I'm like, that sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it in so long. All right, everybody, we got time for one more question before we head out. So let's see who else we have here. We've got, Bryson. Actually, Bryson just disappeared. Bryson, there you go. Bryson, are you out there? Where'd you go? How about you, sir, BFFQ? You have a question also? You want to listen?
Hey, so what is the Quest and why am I here?
What is the Quest? The Quest is a VR headset that's extremely popular. It's made by Oculus, and there's a large number of Quest users in Altspace, and we have this event to
Is that what I
teach them
have?
how to move, how to get used to controls. It looks like you're on an Oculus Go. You don't know what brand headset you have? What color is it? Is it gray?
I kind of just appeared at my front door, and
Yeah,
and I opened it and played it.
yeah. And is it awesome? Do you like it?
It is.
Well, there you
No,
go. No, it's not awesome. You don't
it's
like it.
kind of awesome.
It's kind of awesome.
I just feel like
Okay.
I'm about to throw up 40 times.
Well, generally, if you're feeling sick, right, it's a good idea to get out of VR. But there's one trick that can help. I'll show you. If you're in VR and you start
okay.
feeling dizzy, right, what you can do
Yeah.
is look at your hand. Hold your hand in front of your face like this, right?
Like my
Focus on your
VR
hand.
control
Dizziness
hand?
will kind of go away, and when it does, you pull your hand away, like that. It'll help you get your bearings. You just hold your hand and focus on your hand for a minute. That's all. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, you have been a wonderful audience today. I want to thank you all for coming and for joining us. If you've actually learned anything here today, please share it with everybody you come in contact with, because that's how we keep this Altspace thing going. So if you come across somebody in a campfire and they're like this tall, and you walk up to them and you go, "What's wrong, little buddy?" and they turn around and they look at you and they go, I'm on a quest and I'm stuck in the ground." Right? Well, you can just tell them to press on that left thumbstick, they'll pop up. They'll feel better. You'll feel better. And that's how we keep this Altspace thing going. But now, if anybody who's new to Altspace hasn't learned how to fly yet, usually after our events are over, I like to take everybody flying. The way we're going to do this is by that back door with that blue circle on it. Just walk into that blue circle. You go into the load screen. We'll come out at the Ravenhall Flight Academy on the other side. And if you'd like to learn how to fly, well, we can do that there. Thank you all for joining us, and I will see you next time. Let's see if we can get this exit music going. Just jumped over a lot of material. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming, and I will catch you later.